Hello and welcome. This is Zeitgeist Whisperer. It's Friday, April 17th, 2026. Let's take the week apart and see what it was made of. The week arrived like a held breath released all at once. Astronauts touched water, markets touched sky, institutions touched ground for the last time. You watched comfort win at the box office, while competence held its position just behind. Both needed, neither sufficient alone. The accusations accumulated against familiar faces, and the numbers climbed regardless, everyone practicing the new discipline of looking at two truths simultaneously. By Friday, you realize you've been clenching your jaw since Tuesday. The forests breathe, the colleges close, the stocks celebrate. Your body knows before your mind does. This is what it feels like to live in the middle of something ending and something beginning at once. So what's arriving? What should we be watching? Disclosure Day lands in 57 days. Government transparency meeting ecological intelligence theories. After a week where markets hit records, while institutions shuddered, the revelation frame shifts. What systems have been operating that we refused to perceive? The Odyssey arrives in 92 days. Nolan's homecoming epic featuring Matt Damon as Greek hero Odysseus, landing just as Hampshire College closes its doors forever. The question crystallizes: when institutions dissolve, what constitutes home? And Cape Fear premieres in 49 days. Predator narratives are arriving into a culture actively researching real ones. For this weekend, the Fight Club reissue is delivering 84% satisfaction for those ready to interrogate the comfort they've been consuming. On streaming, From on Paramount Plus offers mystery box dread that matches the week's contradictory data. And if you want to read something that grounds the floating anxiety, pick up Molly Crabapple's Here Where We Live Is Our Country, displacement reportage that earns its weight. Now let's talk about the data, because the week's arc bent toward cognitive dissonance as lifestyle choice. Monday's astronaut splashdown suggested human capability at its finest. Friday's record stocks suggested markets have learned to profit from uncertainty itself. Super Mario Galaxy crossed $628 million. But here's what's interesting. Satisfaction sat at 68%. That's a significant gap between what people paid for and what they actually enjoyed. Meanwhile, Project Hail Mary reached $510 million at 82% satisfaction. Audiences will pay for comfort even when they don't entirely love it, but they'll stay for competence that earns their trust. Hampshire announced its closure after 54 years, while Survive the Apocalypse trended on Roblox. Let that sink in for a moment. Children are rehearsing what adults won't discuss. And the markets? The markets pretend endings don't exist. The data tells one story. We're rehearsing endings everywhere. In games, in institutions, in political careers, while the numbers climb because looking down would reveal the floor dissolving. This brings us to the psychological heart of the week: what we're expressing, what we're repressing, and what integration might look like. The expressed desire is nostalgic safety. $628 million for Mario, a Malcolm in the Middle revival. Comfort IP everywhere you look. This is what we're reaching for. The return to something that felt permanent, but the repressed terror underneath? That safety was always temporary. That the institutions promising stability, Hampshire College, political accountability, even bodily permanence as GLP-1 drugs dominate the health news, dissolve while we watch cartoons. We're numbing against a truth we already know. The integration isn't about finding our way back. It's stories that locate safety not in return, but in adaptation. Protagonists who discover that home was never a place, but a capacity for presence amid change. The second pattern runs parallel. The expressed desire is competence worship. Project Hail Mary's 82% satisfaction. Fight Club's cult resurrection. Academic papers on AI coherence. We want to believe that skill, intelligence, individual capability can solve what ails us. But the repressed suspicion? That individual competence cannot save systems. That the astronauts return to an Earth whose problems don't yield to cleverness. That being smart isn't the same as being saved. The integration here points toward narratives where competence becomes collaboration. The lone genius learning their solutions require others to implement. Their brilliance insufficient without community. These aren't just patterns in the data, they're the shape of the weak pressing against us. And there's a thinker who predicted exactly this moment. Zygmunt Bauman's Liquid Modernity, published in 2000, argued that contemporary life has shifted from solid structures, stable careers, permanent institutions, lasting relationships, to fluid, unstable forms that demand constant adaptation. Hampshire College's closure isn't an aberration, it's the paradigm. Markets hit records because they've learned to profit from liquidity itself. Nostalgia dominates because solid ground feels increasingly fictional. What Bauman saw that we're now living, the contradiction between record-breaking prosperity and institutional dissolution, isn't a paradox to be resolved. It's a feature of liquid modernity. Project Hail Mary's solo competence fantasy and Super Mario Galaxy's nostalgic return both represent attempts to locate solidity, the competent individual, the unchanging game world, in a liquid environment. The integration Bauman points toward isn't the rediscovery of solid institutions. It's the development of what he called liquid love, the capacity for genuine connection and meaning that doesn't depend on permanence. The culture is slowly, painfully, teaching itself to float. If you want to sit with these ideas longer, a few classic callbacks worth revisiting. Ikiru, Kurosawa's 1952 film about a bureaucrat discovering meaning as institutions prove hollow. That's Hampshire's shadow. Network from 1976, markets celebrating while everything burns. And Station 11, which understood that apocalypse is rehearsal for meaning. Roblox's children know something we're still learning. Now, the craft close, because technique matters, especially now. In Alfonso Cuarón's Children of Men, cinematographer Emmanuel Lubezki developed what he called documentary immersion, long, unbroken takes that refuse to edit away from consequence. In his American Cinematographer interview from January 2007, Lubezki explained the approach. The cuts give the audience permission to not fully experience the moment. When you stay, you implicate them. The Bexhill sequence runs over 6 minutes uncut through warfare. It wasn't technical showboating. It was ethical commitment. If the world is ending, the camera must witness without flinching. The scene that earns this week, the car ambush. Theo, Julian, and refugees drive through English countryside, pastoral, almost peaceful. Then, a burning barricade, gunfire, a mob. Julian takes a bullet to the throat. The camera, trapped in the car, cannot cut away. They try to stop the bleeding. The motorcyclist approaches. The scene's turn comes when Luke shoots the police officers, and we realize he expected this. The camera's refusal to edit implicates us in the horror and the revelation simultaneously. We cannot look away from violence or betrayal. The craft achieves something editing cannot, the sensation that safety was always an illusion, that the pastoral moment was already the ambush, that the cut would have been a lie. This is the week's exact feeling. Markets celebrating while institutions dissolve. Nostalgia playing while accusations accumulate. The camera refusing to cut away from the contradiction. We've been clenching our jaws because somewhere we know the peaceful drive was always the ambush. The comfort was always temporary. And the only honest response is to stay in the frame, to witness without flinching, to learn slowly and painfully how to float. Stay curious, read widely, make something real. This has been the Zeitgeist Whisperer.